Welcome back to Sip the Tally Films. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we're going to take a look at the O-line and the running backs not named Keaton Mitchell. We rushed for pretty much 300 yards. We had the two kneel downs at the end of the game that pushed that number to 298. But I really wanted to take a look at the O-line and the other backs and give them some love because Keaton Mitchell rushed, 9 carries, 138 yards. Lamar had his carries. I didn't incorporate any Lamar runs in this video either. But I wanted to show some love to the O-line because they did a phenomenal job. Anytime you rush for 300 yards, the O-line deserves some praise in that because they had a lot to do with it. Because we bag on them when they're bad, but I wanted to celebrate them this week for such an amazing goal. And even though it says 298, when we want to keep it a buck, it was 300 yards. And so to rush for such an accomplishment, I wanted to, just highlight some of the things they did and kind of showcase the little nuanced things that they are getting better at and talk about them in this little quick video. So let's go to the film, and I appreciate you guys for coming through. This is Coach Evans with Sip the Tally Films. Let's get into it. All right, the first play I want to talk about is Gus Edwards' 4-yard touchdown. And again, we come out with like an overload to the offensive right side with Pat McCarry, I think this is Charlie Kolar and Mark Andrews on that right side. And you just get a little dive action. Well, really it's going to be like a little inside zone. I think it's duo. And you'll see some double teams. And you're going to see those interior guys, this is Linderbaum, Zeitler, McCarry, and Ricard. They're going to do some real work moving these guys up out of there. And the movement that you get from these 4 guys is what's going to result in Gus getting a head of steam and taking Quandre Diggs on at the goal line, and Gus kind of winning that matchup, even though Diggs kind of cut him low. But look at the movement. Look at the movement, especially right here on this double team. Especially this double team right here between, Ricard and McCarry. Watch how they get 52 up out of there. And that's really the gap that Gus hits. And even though we kind of whiff on Wagner, Gus going to hit it downhill, almost untouched until he gets to the goal line. And when you get Gus with a head full of steam, it's tough to tackle him, especially in short yardage situations. But again, I'm really impressed by the movement that the interior guys got. Because Seattle's a pretty good defense, especially, in that front 4. They got great movement up front. Watch Linderbaum. Watch Linderbaum just kind of wash 90 out. He chose to slant that way, washed him out. Zeitler, 55 slants that way, washed him out. He tries to slant in there. We get a good double team with these 2 guys, which is McCarry and Ricard. That's the bubble we needed. Gus coming downhill, finishes it off. 4-yard touchdown. Second play. This is Justice Hill with a 4-yard gain. And now I want to, give some of the backups some love. You got Falele. You got Simpson still in. You got Mustapher. You got Ben Cleveland. And you got McCarry. Just want to get a backup some love. Simple stuff. Because the stuff we're running right now translates. It translates. The simple inside zone. Got a hat on the hat right here with Falele. So, take care of that. Inside number, drive that out of there. Then you get a double team right here. And you already see Simpson hands on the hip, which is great. And I rarely see him do this with the starters. Got his hands on his hip, got this guy off balance. So at this point, Mustapher should be able to take over. And now he can come off the 59. Got a double team here with McCarry and Ben Cleveland. And the good thing about this is 52 he can't just slice in there. He has to see if Snoop has the ball. And what's going to happen is, because he has the weight, this little gap you see right here is going to be the gap that Justice Hill bends it back in and gets those 4 yards. Because McCarry's going to come off on 42. Ben Cleveland's going to control 97. 52 has the pause to wait and see if Snoop has the ball. And when Justice gets it, he's going to kind of fall right behind this wall for that 4 yards. And again, this stuff translates. This stuff translates to your backups. And again, you see look at these cats watching these dudes down on this side. This is Mustapher, Simpson, Falele. So if Hill wanted to hit the play side, look at that hole. If he wanted to hit the play side. And again, I just wanted to show these guys some love too because they came in and did their job too. This stuff translates. Third play. Justice Hill for 6 yards. Yeah, simple inside zone. Hat on the hat. Now, at this point, Linderbaum has to make a decision. I felt like he should have taken Jordan Brooks, but he didn't. He took Jamal Adams. And Justice Hill, the good thing about it, he got his shoulder square, and he's going to see Jordan Brooks right there, and that's when he's going to decide to cut it that way. Now, the defensive tackle is doing a good job of pressing Zeitler out. You see him peeking, looking for the runner. And when Justice Hill cuts back, he's going to cross Zeitler's face, but Zeitler does a good enough job for he can't make the tackle. But also pay attention to Justice Hill when this happens. Justice Hill is going to cover this ball up with 2 hands and break this tackle. Now, on the backside, look at the wall that Macari and Zeitler has created. Look at the wall off. See, this is the cutback because he sees Jordan Brooks in the hole. I hated that Zeitler let him cross his face, which might be a little bit of holding, but look at Justice Hill go 2 hands on the ball. And we get on his case about ball security, but he got great ball security right there. 2 hands on the ball, fall forward. Sacrifice a little burst for ball security. Sacrifice some bursts for ball security. And we'll take that. That's a 6-yard gain if I'm not mistaken. 6-yard gain. We'll take it all day, every day. Now, this is a play that we haven't seen a lot of, and with Roman, we saw a lot of it in the past. This is counter bash, and I'm kind of draw it up for you before I show it to you. Now, the BA and bash mean back away, and so what's going to happen is you're going to get a little outside zone type run from Justice Hill. You're going to get countered by the O-line, so this Simpson will be pulling. Who's this? This Falele? Falele will be pulling. Then you get a down block by Mustafa, down block by Cleveland, down block by McCarr. And the thing is, we're reading 58. So if 58 widens with Hill, Snoop he'll shuffle, he'll keep it and get behind these guys on this counter. If he takes any steps downward, he'll give it to Hill because Hill now has outflanked 58. So keep your eyes on 58 to start this play. He took a couple steps down. Now Snoop knows that at this point, he can't get back out there with Justice Hill because Justice Hill is just that fast. He has him out leveraged. Now, they're even. 58 is coming from a standstill. Justice Hill already has 4 or 5 steps on him. He can't get there unless he's Superman. Good job of blocking on the edge by, I think this is Nelly and Tylen Wallace. Good job by both receivers. Hill runs through that arm tackle. It's a good job. And the O-line didn't do much on that, but just showing you it was executed because we ran this a lot with Roman. Hadn't seen it a lot this year, but just to know it's still in the bank, so other teams got to prepare for it too. It's a good call by Monken, I think, to let people know, hey, we still run this, so don't forget about it. You got to prepare for it. You got to put in time to prepare for it. And let's go to the last play. This opened up the third quarter. And again, this play right here is simple. It's just simple inside zone. This is the same type play that Keith Mitchell scored his touchdown on. This is simple inside zone. Simple. You got mano a mano right there. Ryan's doing a good job of holding it off. You got a great double team with Simpson and Linderbaum. Now, one of these guys need to work up to second level if they can. But the good thing about this is, look how Gus is taking this handoff. Like I was saying, the good thing about this is the way Gus is taking his handoff. Look at his shoulder square. Shoulders being square. Now, could have went that way if he chose so because that's the way it's looking, but Bobby's sitting there and you really don't want to go that route. But because he took it square and he's going downhill, watch how the blocks work out. He's doing a good job of setting the blocks up. Still, again, we got the double team here. This double team has already happened, and Zeitler has came off looking for work. He looked initially to the left. Let me go back and show you. See, he looked initially to the left. Nobody's there. Watch his head come back to the right. Now, with his head coming back to the right, it's going to set up perfectly. Bam. And with Gus pressing that thing to the right first, look at the hole opening. Look at the hole opening. Now you got Gus one-on-one with the safety. I'll take that all day, every day. Then this guy misses the tackle. Then Gus gets extra yards. But one thing I want to reiterate. When coaching O-line, the perfect thing to do with O-line, and we're talking about these two guys, is to get a double team up to the backer. And that way you necessarily don't have to come off your guy. You just take your guy to him. That is what happens right here. You get a double team, and they double team him all the way up to Wagner. Even though Wagner tries to cheat the system and get in this hole because he thinks that's where the ball going. And the reason he did that, because Gus is on this side. And most flow goes that way. And that's why Bobby jumped over there. But by Gus shuffling and then coming downhill, it screwed him. It screwed him and allowed Gus to set the block up. Because Gus was going to press this thing backside. Didn't work. But then when he saw, that double team come right there, that's what happened. And that's what Bobby get for trying to cheat. That's what he get for trying to cheat. And when you run inside zone a lot and inside zone concepts, when the defense cheats, you get big plays. You get big plays. It's a good job of finishing the run. So I really just wanted to highlight, the O-line and those other guys not named Lamar Jackson and Keith Mitchell for the great job that they did Sunday versus the Seattle Seahawks. So I appreciate you guys for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. And remember the motto, FTMF, film then more film, because the film don't lie, unlike some people. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace.